on the Volkswagen. And I got to get this set up. Hang on 1 second. Oh, there we go. Okay. Make sure there we go. All right. So, earlier this morning, we went ahead and tore the engine out of my Baja. I don't know if everybody saw that or not. So there it is. I had to clean my floor up. My floor was filthy. So we got that cleaned up. And then I went ahead and tore the engine down. So here's all the engine parts right here. And the way that I marked this flywheel, I'll show you. I went ahead and this flywheel, it's got an oddball alignment. So it has to go on. There's only one way this can go on. And so what I did, I went ahead and painted one of the dots on there so I know it goes back on. But here's all our engine parts. We got all that torn down. So we got one more cup left over here. Remember I was telling you about cups. So we got this. This is going to be for our parts. And I'm going to show you a piece of shit. Just hang on here. I want to show you this. And this really, really upsets me about this. This really upsets me. And I mean, I was actually going to buy some more Volkswagen parts from these people, but let me go ahead and show you what I'm talking about here. I got to get this cleaned off real quick. Okay. So we're going to put all our engine parts over here. And there's our engine right there. I went ahead and tore it all down. And yes, it does look like a pile of shit. It looks like junk. I noticed there's a bolt missing right here. Look at this. Huh. I just noticed that. This is a case bolt. That's missing. Wow. That's unbelievable. I just noticed that right there. Huh. There's a case bolt's missing right there. We're going to have to put that in there. That bolt actually holds the case together around the oil pump. So we'll be fixing that. So anyway, let me go ahead and set the camera up, and then we're going to start tearing this engine down. Hang on 1 second. We're almost there. Okay, so there's our engine. Let's go ahead and back this up a little. Just right there. Let's see. We got to get it where everybody can see what's going on. And I got it turned at the point where this is number 3 and number 1 cylinder. And my suggestion is the problem with this engine is going to be the number 3 cylinder, but I'm not too sure about that. I'm just speculating. Another thing that I noticed on these heads is they feel like at one time when these were brand new, they were port and polished. I don't know for sure. I'm really excited to take this apart and see what the fuck is going on with it. So let me get my toolbox over here. I got to turn the air hose on. We got the air line here, and then we're going to take this engine apart and see what the problem is with it. All right, so one more thing that I need that's very important is this right here. We want to put some cardboard down. I do not want my floor full of grease. So we're going to put this down there. Just like that. So how's everybody doing out there today? How y'all doing? We got Tim Harmon online. Thank you for joining us. God bless you, Tim. Longtime viewer right there, guys. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and tear this down. Now, this is called a short block right here. And that consists of a camshaft, crankshaft, the engine case itself, and that is the short block. The long block is this part here from the pistons up. So we got to take all this apart and get it done quick. So let's go ahead and tear this down. And I'm going to go ahead and get one more cup because I want to put all of the right side stuff in one cup and all the left side stuff. So let me go do that. I'll be right back. And then I also got a box here. I'm going to put the pistons in that box. So let me mark all this. And once again, we're live today. I hope everybody's doing good out there and going to have a good Christmas. And I hope that we know what Christmas is all about. So Christmas is to celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ. And if you don't believe in Jesus, I still wish you a Merry Christmas. And I hope that your Christmas goes good. So I'm going to go ahead and put the pistons in this. That. Okay, there we go. All right. So I think we're ready to start tearing it down. So let's go ahead and get it done. And I'm going to go ahead and use my air ratchet on this. So bear with me. Takes a little while to get going. So if you remember correctly, the reason we're tearing this engine down is because it has a lot of blow-by. And I'm just updating people that didn't watch this morning's video where we took the engine out. And that's what we're doing now. We are tearing the engine down. And I shouldn't be using this hammer on it, but it's here to use. We got to get those O-rings out of there. Those O-rings are holding our valve cover in. There we go. And I'm going to have to remember to get some new O-rings, so we'll put those on the list. These O-rings are... I found out that these O-rings for these valve covers, they're actually special O-rings. They're just not O-rings that you buy at the store. And if you don't put the right ones in here, they will leak oil. We found that out. Another thing that I found out is when you have a high performance engine, you have to adjust the valves at a different temperament than normal. You actually have less tolerance in it. And there's our valve cover gasket inside. So that's looking pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and mark all this. I want to make sure that everything goes back on the same side, which we really don't even need to mark it, but I'm going to anyway. So, of course, that's going to be trash. Let me see if I can move the table so we can see this action. There, is that better? Can you see that? Okay. That looks a little better. So I'm presuming that the problem we have, and look at all this oil right here. Let me show you. You can see the oil right there. I'm thinking it's on this side. This is where our problem is, and this is what is the problem. So that's what my prediction of this whole situation is that it's going to be on this side of the engine that is fucked up. So they claim that this is a 1957 cc engine. I'm not going to say yay or nay on that. I don't know. I'm just going by what they claim. But we're going to find out in a minute here once we get the heads off. I'm thinking that it's the number 3 cylinder that is giving us the problem. So these are supposed to be fat performance heads, but now I don't know anything about fat performance. All I know is that they build high performance heads. So I don't know if they cast their own heads or they took Volkswagen heads and they high performance those. I don't know. I'm just going by the situation of what we got. So what I understand is these are fat performance heads. And why ain't this coming off? What the hell? That should be popping off of there. That should be coming off of there. I don't understand what the deal is here. Feels like it's stuck on here. Huh. That should have came off with ease. And it's still stuck on here. Okay, we got this one off. I see what's going on. Hang on. Okay. Oh, what a bitch, huh, people? Here it comes. All right, this is our rocker arm assembly right here. And it also has, if you see the head right there, see how that moves? Okay, that's not stock original, so that is high performance. So that's our right-hand side. And then, of course, we got all of our push rods, which look like standard issue push rod tubes. Maybe not. I'm really excited, though, to see what the fuck is going on with this and what the situation is. I'll be right back. Okay, let's go ahead and get the head off. We'll go ahead and get the heads off and go from there. Yeah, having a roll around toolbox with all the tools you need is really handy to have, guys. So taking these heads off, we're going to go ahead and crisscross them bolts. That one's funky. Look at that. It's got a bigger socket on it for some reason. That's not it. So we'll remember to put this bolt back where it came from. Now, another thing I noticed on this engine, it does not have case savers. Now, what case savers are for is they put them in Volkswagen engines. So these long studs will not come out of the, let's go ahead and take this off real easy here, people. We don't want to. I'm sorry, I got 2 more bolts. Okay. Call me stupid. Here it comes. I just felt it pop off. So if we look at the head right here, it looks like it's got high performance springs, valve springs, and parts in it. Let's go ahead and take the head off and see what we got. And this is going to tell us what the fuck is going on. Boy, that thing is on there tight. These push rod tubes are holding this thing on. Okay, I got a rubber mallet here. We're going to go ahead and try and see what happens. There it is. And we want to be careful with these washers. We don't want to lose those. So let me do this real quick. I'm going to get this magnet that I got. And I want to take these springs out of these washers. We already got one that fell in. So we want to try to get these washers off. We don't want to lose these washers. These are special washers that we do not want to lose. Okay, those ones are stuck in there. Let's see. All right. So let's go ahead and pull this off. And it's still stuck on here. Hang on. Okay, we're going to get brand new push rod tubes, so I'm not really concerned about the situation on those. Here it comes. Okay, here we go. Now, I'm thinking that it's this back cylinder right here. Let me get that camera. Let's see if we can get this camera a little closer, but if I do that, then we can't. Okay, so I'm thinking it's this back cylinder, and this is our issue. But I don't know. We're going to find out. And you know what? It's not the back cylinder. It's actually the front cylinder. The front cylinder is the problem. And I'm going to show you that here in a minute. Let me get all this out. This is trash. My trash can's way over here, of course. Okay. It's this front cylinder that's fucked up. That's the fucking problem right there. Let me go ahead and grab my camera. I want to show this to you. This is outrageous. Let me go ahead and mark this head. So we do have an issue with our we do have an issue going on. Let me get these washers out real quick. I don't want to lose these. So we're actually live. We're on a live feed right now. I don't know how long we'll be on live. But let's go ahead and take a look at our, and looky there. Look how wet those are. Yeah, looky here. It's the number one. The number one cylinder. Let me go ahead and put this over there, and we'll take a look at those cylinders. Now, there's one more thing that I got to pay attention to. Hang on one second. If you look right here, you can see there's some copper spacers. Those are very important on these engines, that is spaced out properly for the deck height on these heads. These have been machined. I'm going to go ahead, before I put that back, I want to get my micrometer and see what size jugs we got. We're going to see that real quick. And I'm curious to see what it's going to read out to be. So here's my micrometer. And the fucking battery's dead. The battery is fucking dead. You believe that shit? Brand fucking new, and the fucking battery's dead. It's supposed to be 90.5 pistons, so who knows? Motherfucking man. You know, let me go ahead and talk. Can I talk for a minute? This is bullshit, okay, people? The stuff that you're fucking buying out there today, it's total trash. I mean, here's a good example. I want to show you this. Let me get my camera. I want to show this to you. I bought this stand. Let me go ahead and get that. I bought this stand right here, and it cost me like 120 bucks. And all it is this fucking thing here and this fucking thing here. And to make this work, this is specifically made for a Volkswagen engine. To make this work, look what I had to do right here. I had to wobble these fucking holes out to make that fit and work. Now, I was going to buy some Volkswagen parts from the people that I bought this from, but I ain't buying shit from them. This is total fucking junk. I was afraid to put the damn thing on the engine stand because I thought maybe that this might fucking break. Total trash, man. Just total trash. I mean, the shit you buy these days is just fucking junk. Anyway, look right here what I got, guys. Can you see that? Do you see that? Do you see that right there? Let me see if I can. Are we looking at what I'm looking? Yes, look at that. Look at all this oil. I mean, it's just, look at that. It is saturated with oil. Look at this. Oh, yeah. This one ain't much better. Oh, yeah, this is all. All right, well, I'm excited to get the other side off. So let's go ahead and do this. We're going to leave that on there like that for now. and we're going to work on the other side. So we're going to clean these heads up. These heads are good to use. You can see that they have been machined out. It's got deck height on it right here. We can go ahead and use the same washers, spacers for our deck height. That's why I'm keeping everything numbered. I want to make sure that everything goes back on the right side. So we're going to go ahead and flip this engine over, and we're going to take the other side off and see what's going on with that. So we definitely know 100% for sure we need pistons. That's a 100% deal. So I'm going to go ahead and loosen that up, and we're going to go ahead and tip this over like that. And there's why I put the cardboard down. You can see the oil leaking out. And then we're going to move this over here so everybody can get a good gander. And I don't feel like I'm in a claustrophobic fucking hole here. Let's go ahead and push that like that. There we go. Okay. All right, I think we found our culprit. Let me go put this over here so we don't break it. And I think we found our situation. We're going to go ahead and take this side off and see what we got. But I think we're going to find out that this side isn't as bad as the other side. So we're doing a live stream video while my friend Pete works and trying to accomplish something today besides sitting on our ass. And then this is going to go into the left side. Up. And then we got to get these washers out. Let me see if I can get that a little closer. There you go, guys, right there. So far, my presumption of what was wrong is right. There's that washer again. And we're making a mess over here on this table. It does have steel push rods instead of aluminum, so that's a good deal. Okay, there we go. All right, and then I got right on that, so we'll keep that right there. We got our left here. All right. I like to organize everything, you know. I've been that way all my life. I'm going to go ahead and tell you a little story. It scared the shit out of me. When I was a little kid, my dad used to beat the shit out of us. For no reason, he'd come home filthy drunk, sloppy drunk. One night, he came home and cut our hair while we were sleeping, me and my two brothers. But, so there was one incident. I mean, not one incident, that was cutting our hair, but my dad used to beat the shit out of us all the time. And he used to take us down into the cellar basement. The reason I call it a cellar basement is because it was a basement, but it was a basement that, see if I can get this up a little. There we go. It was a basement that was basically, it had cellar height ceilings. I mean, I can see it to this day. Now, I'm talking when I was 4, 5, 6 years old, 7 years old. So he'd come home violently drunk, and this one's full of oil too. So we're going to see what's going on with this one. And we don't need to mark this one because we got R on the other one, and we know that's the right-hand side. These are trash. So anyway, I was telling you about the situation, and the situation wasn't good. I can tell you that. So anyway, to make a long story short, I made a recent visit to Denver, Colorado, where I grew up. And I went over to that house where my dad used to beat the shit out of us when I was 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years old. And I'll tell you what, it was one of the most eerie, scariest feelings that I've had in my life in a very long time. I was almost tempted to go up to the house and ask the owners if I could go inside the house. But nowadays, if you do that, they think you're going to murder them and kill them. And so I didn't do that. And the house just, it looked horrible. It looked horrible. And it was just a real nightmare. So I didn't go in the house. But we did take pictures of the house. So I did get some pictures of it. But, you know, when you go back into your past, sometimes it's a bad deal. It's not really what you think it's going to be. Sometimes you just need to let everything go and forget about the past. Because the past, thinking about it and bringing it back, literally actually makes it worse in life. And it'll stay on your brain forever. So, yeah, that was quite a situation going back in time and seeing that deal. Once again, has anybody out there ever gone back in their past and to relive their past, and they say, oh, I wish I could go back to 1964 and just stay there forever. But then when you actually go back to the places where you were in 64, it's like you get this eerie feeling like, man, I don't know if I like this at all. I don't know if anybody out there's done that, but I try to do that all the time. I actually went to Colorado Boys Ranch, and it was abandoned. I spent a lot of my life, my teenage years at Colorado Boys Ranch, and I went there and filmed it, and it's a very long video. I was in there for 2 hours filming stuff. And some of the buildings actually were open. It was abandoned. It's like a haunted town. So I went inside the buildings, and one of them was the church. And it was just, I don't know. It was just something that, it was like I walked back in time. Like I can't even explain it. But it was fucking crazy. It was fucking crazy. So anyway, for all you guys out there that, you know, had a rough life and it's hard to get back into the real world, and all you're thinking about is this is, you know, why me, and you know, this is what happened to me back then and I'm fucked up. I'm telling you now, you need to get over it. You need to get over it and move on. That's what you need to do. Just move on and get over the situation. So, anyway, let's go ahead and get this one off and see what's going on with this one. I talked to my aunt, which I'm very close with my aunt. She's the only one. She's basically the only one I have left in my family is my aunt. And she was telling me when I was born. Now, I'm from a family of 6 kids, and I was the second one born. And she was telling me that when I was born, it took 3 hours for me to be born. That when I was born, my body had twisted the wrong way and they couldn't get me out. And my mom refused to have a C-section. And it took 3 or 3.5 hours to get me out. And when they finally got me out, they said that my head was deformed, kind of fucked up from pulling on it and jerking it off. And that there was a good chance that I was probably going to be mentally retarded. Well, we sure did fool them, didn't we, guys? Because my friend Pete is far from mentally retarded. And I have a soft spot for mentally retarded people in my heart. If anybody's been watching me long enough, they know Swampy Trevor that had Asperger's and other issues going on. And that ain't coming out of there. How about these ones? No? Okay, let's go ahead and get this off, and we need to keep our eye on that. But, so you never know what's going to happen in life when it really happens. You know, you just got to take it one day at a time. That's how I live. I live one day at a time. Whatever happened in the past is gone. Tomorrow's not here. And today's the only day that I'm here. So let me get this off, and we'll see what we got on this side. And I can already tell you that the side that was fucked up was over there. Okay, there goes one. We need to watch those. We do not want these falling in there. We do not want them washers falling in them holes. Because if those washers go in there, we are fucked. I actually talked to Swampy about 9 months ago. And the way he talked, he was doing really good. He actually has a kid, believe it or not. And I don't think he gets to see him. But he does have a son. From what I understand, anyway. Okay, looky there. We got all these off. All right. All right, let's go ahead and get this head off. And there goes another push rod tube. All right. Here's another one right here. Let's go ahead and get these off. Trash. Trash. So the guy fucking lied to me. How do you like liars? Do you like fucking liars? Do you like people lying to you? Because what you're looking at here is a big fucking lie. This is a big fucking lie. All right? There ain't no way this fucking engine was oil-free, leaking-free shit. You can fuck off, okay? So let's go ahead and get this one off and see where we're at. Come on, bitch. Almost there. There it is. Okay. And we got an issue. We got a problem. Same fucking shit over here. Look at the oil leaking. Let me go put this head down. We're going to go ahead and check this out. Same fucking thing. Same situation. I was going to look for my flashlight so we can get a really good look at this. And I can show you what's going on. Hang on one second. Let me grab a flashlight. Hang on. Yeah, I would say that this engine is a worn out piece of shit. Worn out piece of shit. Let me get the camera here and I'm going to show you what we're talking about. Look at that right there, guys. That one's fucked up too. Look at that oil, little oil bath going on. Huh. Yep. Fucked up. It's a fucked up deal. The engine's shit. Now I think that the bottom end of the engine is good. The bottom end is good, but this top end is fucked. See if I can get that light to stay right there. Look at even this one here. Look at the oil in this. Wow, this one here is really, look at that. Yeah, there's your problem. Worn out pistons. My micrometer doesn't work, so I can't tell which one, I can't tell what size they are. But I can tell you this, that engine's worn out like shit. We're not doing anything to the bottom end, I can tell you that. Look at that. Look at this, watch what I do. Look at all that fucking oil. Can you see that? Look at that. Unfucking believable. All right, let's go ahead and turn it. Look at that oil. Can you see it? Look at it. Yep. Yeah, it's fucked up. The back two aren't bad. It's the two front ones. It's the two front ones that are fucked up. Okay, well, now we know. Now we know. There you go. There you go. Another thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and replace the cooling tin on it. I'm going to go ahead and probably replace this. I get brand new cooling tin for it. There you go, right there. And there was also some cooling tin on the bottom, but I thought these weren't there, but they were, which is good. I'm glad they were there. See if I can get that out of there. It's here. If you ever rebuild a Volkswagen engine, it's always good to make sure that these are in there. These are part of the cooling system, and it's very important to make sure that these are in there. So, now I'm going to go ahead and explain this to you while we're standing here. I ain't no motherfucking perfect ace Volkswagen engine builder. All right? But what I used to do back in the day, I'll go ahead and tell you, I know how to build a Volkswagen engine. I do know that. And I am an ace builder when it comes to building certain types of Volkswagen engines. When it comes to the high performance and the stroker engines and all that, I don't know shit about them. But I do know how to build a Volkswagen engine and do it right, because that's what part of my job was when I started my shop back in '82. I don't know how old everybody is out here, but there used to be a magazine called The Auto Trader. And I would advertise in The Auto Trader that I will rebuild your engine for $400 exchange. Now, for $400, you got a rebuilt Volkswagen engine, whether it was a 36 horsepower, whether it was a 1500 horsepower or a 1600 or 40 horse or whatever. Now, I would have to, out of that 400, I would have to pay my buddy William to line bore it out. I'd have to buy the bearings for it. But the $400 did not include brand new pistons and cylinders. It included brand new rings and honed out, a hone job. So I would get those for $400 exchange, and then I would take that engine and I'd rebuild it, and then, you know, that was a good situation. So that was part of me making a living. Out of the $400, I think I made like $200. Now, let me go ahead and tell you this. a set of these pistons, if these are 90.5s, which I don't know if they are, I'm hoping they are. I don't know what kind of rods are in there yet. We're not going to take the pistons off. I don't want to do that yet. I'll do that later. We did find out what was wrong with it, though. So let me see if we can. I'm going to go ahead and take this one off just to check it. And we won't be using these, by the way. These are junk. They will not be used. So I'm going to put that right there. And then I'm going to pull this out because this has a certain type of a, what do they call that? The piston, let's go ahead and pull that out and look at it. And it does look like, I don't know if it's got stroker rods or what. They actually look like it's factory. Maybe not, I don't know. They don't, I can see that it's a counterweighted crankshaft and that the case has been bored out a bit. Line bored. So, yeah, it's got some funky, let's go ahead and take the other cylinder off. I want to look at that. And then I'm going to mark these as I take them off, just to let you know. Because we're not going to be using these. These are going to go in the trash. So I'm going to mark those. Hang on one second. So this was number 2. This was number 4. So the wrist pins, that's the word I'm looking for, wrist pin. The wrist pins on these, and look at this right here. Does anybody know what that is? That's lithium. No, actually, that's a leaf. I'm sorry. Excuse me. I fucked up. The reason I say lithium because there's a bunch of lithium around the edge of this. I'm trying to get it off to show you. But it was right here, and I was thinking, oh, wow, is that lithium, old lithium? So I'm thinking what these people did, or whatever was going on, is that they, wow, these fucking wrist pins are just plastic wrist pins. Look at this. Let me go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and take this one out and show it to you. Now, if anybody knows anything about these engines, I want you to tell me. I've never seen a wrist pin like this. Okay? I've never seen that before. It's a slip-in wrist pin. Look at this. And it just goes in like that, and then that's it. Huh. Do you see that? So I don't know what kind of wrist pin that is. Normally, it'll say what size pistons these are on the top of them. So that's going to go in there. And then we'll go ahead and take number 2 out. Go ahead and get that out of there. And this is a big crankshaft. You can tell because it barely fits in here. It barely fits in here. So I've never seen wrist pins like this. Now this one ain't coming out as easy. So we're going to leave it like that. I'll fuck with it later. So anyway, there you go. We know what's wrong with our Baja engine. And that's why we're calling it Money Pit. Because it's all about the fucking money. That's all anything's about nowadays is money. Money talks and Jesus Christ walks, I guess. Look at our politicians. Look at Canada. Canada's a fucking joke. Canada is I feel sorry for people in Canada. I feel sorry for people in Canada. Somebody just asked what the rings were. It costs more oil than gas. All right, I'm not up with that. Wrist pin has UHMW caps. Okay, I've never seen those type of wrist pins, so I don't know what those are. Are those hot rod wrist pins? Are they high performance? I mean, what's the deal with those wrist pins? Let me ask you this, if anybody knows, is this a hot rod engine? Was I lied to about that? And I see this motherfucker here is ready to fall off. Look at that. Caught it just in time. It's ready to fall. So that's number one. That's our number one piston. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and take this one off while it's upside down. It'll fall off easier. There we go. Whoops. Okay, hold on. And there's our number three. So if somebody can tell me what kind of wrist pins those are and why they use those, I would really be curious to know. I'm going to go ahead and knock the rest of these wrist pins out while I'm here and see if I can get this out of here. We'll go ahead and take the pistons out while we're on camera and put them in their correct order of place. Let's go ahead and knock this one out. And that one doesn't seem to be coming out, so I don't know if I'm taking these out right. Maybe I shouldn't fuck with them. Like I said, I know how to build a stock engine, but when it comes to these high performance engines like this, I'm not really familiar with them. So, and I don't want to fuck anything up. So, I don't know if we ought to fuck with that or not. If anybody has an answer for that, let me know. They're Teflon wrist pin engine caps. How do we get those out? Do I just pop it out of there or what? How those are Teflon buttons to replace the snap rings, okay? So do I just pop those out of there? Yes? Someone says yes, just go ahead and pop them out. Okay, confirm that. I don't want to take one man's word. So it says pop them out. So I was doing the right thing by tapping on it to pop it out. Okay, so 2 people said yes. So let's go ahead and continue to try to pop that out of there. And I'm going to go this route with it. And it doesn't seem like it wants to come out, guys. Okay, hold on a minute. We just lost a cap. Hang on. Okay, let me get my needle and nose pliers here. And we're going to go ahead and play operation. So let me ask you all this. Since it does have the Teflon caps on it, does that confirm that this is a high performance engine? That maybe that's not a lie. Damn, I can't get that. Okay. So this is called a Teflon cap, I guess. That's what I heard people taking and saying. So does this confirm that this is a high-performance engine, or is this just something that they use on there in place of the snap rings themselves? So before I do this, I want to go ahead and take a rag. I don't want that to fall in that hole. That's one thing we definitely don't need, is something falling inside the fucking engine. That would be my luck. So let's go ahead and see if we can get this out. We gotta get that piston up. Hang on. This one here is sticking on us. There we go. Okay. All right, so let me get this one off. Okay, there goes that one. All right. So let me ask you all this. Is this a better cap than having the snap ring? Would it be better to have these nylon or these Teflon snap caps than the nylon? You know, I don't know. Like I said, I'm pretty familiar with Volkswagens, but when it comes to high performance, I really don't know much. We're gonna pull this out. We don't want to overdo it. There we go. All right. So we basically figured out what's going on with our engine, and we found out that it does need situations fixed on it. And I'm hoping that putting brand new pistons on it's going to fix it. So I don't know. I'm going to put this right here, because I don't want anything falling. I don't want those falling in the engine. Then I'll have to take the fucking engine completely apart. All right, let me ask you all this. Would you go ahead and just rebuild the top end and put new piston and jugs on it? Or would you split the cases and go through the whole engine? What would y'all do in that situation? Let me know what you think. And this one's coming out really easy. This one's coming right out. There's another one of those. If I had the money, what I would do, if I had the money, this is what I would do. I would actually get me a brand new AS41 case, and I would build a brand new engine. But being a broke dog like I am, we ain't got money for that. So that ain't gonna happen. All right, so I'm gonna cover this. I don't want that falling in there. We got lucky on that other one that fell in there. Jeez, we got lucky. Okay, and hopefully this will come. Here it comes. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and pop that off of there. So they claim these are 90.5 pistons, and I'm hoping they are. We'll find out after I clean it off with a wire brush. Okay, so that concludes the teardown of the engine. We'll go ahead and put this right here, and then we'll loosen this up. And then we're going to go like that. And I'm going to take another rag. And I am going to cover this side up real quick because we won't be doing anything else to this for a while. So, whew, what a mess, huh? There it is. So that's the deal right there. It definitely was the pistons. And they claim that these are 90.5 pistons and that the pistons are supposed to be high performance. So it also appears that, where was that at? That they took these apart and put a new set of rings on them. Why wouldn't you just go ahead and buy a brand new set of pistons and jugs instead of putting rings on them? Why would you put rings on these? That's stupid to me. If you're going to tear the engine down and do it right, don't you think that you would put, you would go ahead and put the, I'm going to put these in here like that. Go ahead and buy brand new pistons and jugs. I mean, what the fuck, man? You know? Yeah, I think that's ridiculous. Huh. I'll bet you they tore the engine down to put new rings on the engine instead of the cheapskate fucking asshole that lied to me. He fucking lied to me. Said the brand new engine was fucking brand new. Yeah, that ain't fucking brand new. That ain't nothing close to fucking brand new. But anyway, there's your Volkswagen engine. Take 5 seconds, guys. I'll be right back. I got to go do something real quick for Minnie. This is New Year. This is Christmas Eve, and Minnie needs me to do. I'll be right back. Stay cool. Okay. Let me go ahead and get my camera adjusted. And we're going to have a little romper room action. A little sit and talk action. I want to go ahead and mention one thing to everybody out there. This channel is this close to being 200,000. If you're not a subscriber, if you can help my friend Pete get subscriptions, I'd really love to appreciate it. I've been struggling and struggling for years and years. I've been doing this for 15 years on YouTube. I don't ask for nothing, and I don't want nothing from you. But it would really be an honor if I can get 200,000 subscribers on this channel without actually buying a subscription. I'm going to go ahead and let you all know. Let me go ahead and put this right there. We're going to go ahead and look at my piece of shit Baja. There we go. There you go. Piece of shit. And let me tell you what I'm going to do with this. But before I do, I want to ask everybody out there, are you a subscriber to D.I.Y Auto School? If you're not, please subscribe. Please subscribe, okay? It would really be awesome to hit 200,000. I think I need 3,500 more or 2,700 subscriptions, and I'm there. Okay, I'm there. Tell your friends about me. Just, whoever has YouTube, just tell them to subscribe to me. That's all they got to do. Pass the word around and do what you got to do, okay? I really appreciate it. My goal right now, as far as YouTube goes, is to get 200,000 subscribers on this channel right here. I'd really love it if you can subscribe or tell your friends, your mom, your dad, your brothers, your sisters, whatever the fuck you can do. Get them motherfuckers off their asses. Quit being lazy and hit the fucking button, bitch. That's that easy. That's all you got to do. So let me tell you what's going on over here. If you look inside the engine compartment, it's completely open. That means when the car is running, it's so loud inside the cab of the vehicle that you have to wear earmuffs. So you're literally driving down the road like this. Here's your earmuffs, okay? And this is what you're driving. Because it's so loud in the vehicle that you can't go without them. Now, when I got this car, there was an intercom system in the vehicle that used these type of headsets with a microphone. And that would be badass. That would be cool. But the thing is, we ain't listening to music. We're not enjoying ourselves. It kind of sucks. We feel claustrophobic, and it's just bullshit. So what I'm going to do is I am going to try to eliminate some of this noise. I'm going to show you how I'm going to do it. If you look right here, here's a triangle. Here's a triangle right here that comes down here. There's another triangle over there. There's another triangle there. There's another one over here. We got this thing on the top of the engine, transmission. And I'm going to try, what I'm going to try to do, and we got this area right here. Look at this. So what I'm going to try to do, I am literally going to try to box in the engine compartment. I'm going to take some sheet metal, and I am going to cut sections of the sheet metal out to fit these areas. And I'm not going to weld them to the frame structure. What I'll do is I'll weld tabs on the frame itself, on the frame, and then that way I can screw the sheet metal to the frame. And hopefully that will stop and eliminate a lot of the road noise that I'm having. Hopefully that'll work. I don't know if it will or not, but we're going to try our hardest and our best to actually, there's another triangle over there, and there's one where the battery is. I won't be able to do anything where the battery is, but if I can box this in where all the noise is dispersed through the back of the car, I can go ahead, just like this guy said, and possibly put some dynamite on it to keep the noise down and maybe have more fun driving it. Now, another thing that I'm probably going to do, and I've already made my mind up, I'm going to call them probably on Monday. They're probably going to be closed the rest of the week. Is I'm going to go ahead and ship my transmission to California, out there to Rio. I don't even remember the name, Rio Rancho or something, Transmissions. And I've already talked to the guy that owns the place once, and he's a really nice guy. And I'm going to go ahead and have the transmission gone through, and I'm going to have the fourth gear changed so I can drive it on the street. And the way to do all this is I have to tell him what I got. Now, first gear, second gear, and third gear are awesome. I can climb hills. I can go four-wheeling. I can do whatever I want. But once you hit that fourth gear, the fucking engine, it just bogs down. It loses power, and it just doesn't run at all. So if anybody out there's got the answer why that's doing that, let me know. I'd like to know what's going on with it, because I don't understand why it runs perfect in first, second, and third. The only conclusion I could come to is that when, what about airflow? Yeah, we don't have any windows on our vehicle, bud. We don't have windows, so we got a lot of airflow in the vehicle. But what I'm trying to, oh, you're talking about the engine? Yeah, it's going to get a lot of airflow from underneath. I'm not really worried about that. I'm just worried about boxing it in right in here to keep the noise down from going up. So anyway, back to the situation. If anybody out there knows why fourth gear is a dog and all the other ones are good, let me know. The only conclusion I can come to is that the previous owner had this transmission rebuilt, and he left the fourth gear like it was and changed out first, second, and third for, yeah, I think that's what it's called, Rancho Performance, for four-wheeling and racing. Now, one more thing about this car, and we're going to go ahead and move over here so we can get a good look at the car. There we go. So another thing for all the newcomers, this is actually a four-time or three. Is it three-time? I don't remember. I think it's a three-time world champion Class 5 Baja Bug. Now, I completely restored this car. This is all brand new paint from last winter. And then I put stickers on it and painted the inside. And I've done a lot of shit to this car. I got close to 20 grand in it. And before I did all that, the guy that used to own this was a guy named Greg Herbold, which is H-Ball. He goes by H-Ball. And he won, I believe it was 3 years in a row, 90 through 92. He got first place in the Baja 500 Class 500 race 3 years in a row. And for all the newcomers, it didn't look like this. It looked like a beat-up piece of shit rat rod Volkswagen. It had the old original stickers from the 80s, 90s on it, and it was just a total chaos. It was solid yellow, and I mean, it looked pretty good, like it was, but I'm a type of guy, I don't like rat rods. I don't like, I mean, if I have a vehicle, I want it to look brand new. Now, I'm going to take that back because my 75 Chevy truck that I got, I'm not painting that. I'm leaving it like it is. We're not doing nothing to it. It's got brand new interior in it. I'm going to make the engine compartment brand spanking new, but as far as the outside goes, I'm going to leave that alone like that for two reasons. Because on the Chevy square body Chevy trucks, I found that if you restore them brand new, they are actually not as, what can we say, desirable or possibly worth as much as if you leave them patinaed with the factory original paints and all that. Now, I might have screwed up doing that to this because this one here had a lot of racing history behind it the way it was. And I basically threw all that racing history in the trash because this is now my Baja, not his. And another reason I took all that shit off is because he fucking lied to me. He lied to me and fucking got away with it and came out on the top. Why, I am the one, hold on, it says fourth gear is weak because the motor is worn out. Did you do I couldn't read the whole thing. So, I'm going to go ahead and replace the pistons on it. And we're going to clean the heads up really good. And I'll clean them all up and get them all fucking clean. And put the motherfucker back together. And how much was it? What are we talking about, Tom? How much was what? The car itself? How much the original cost of the vehicle, when it was a pile of shit, is basically a junkyard car? I gave $7,800 fucking dollars in trade. He owed me $7,800, and I told him, keep the money, give me the car. So, with the purchase of the vehicle, all the fucking parts, and everything else that I have invested in, and this doesn't even include my fucking labor. Okay, this doesn't include that. This is just everything I bought, plus the fucking paint and everything else to where it's at now. I have close to $20,000 fucking dollars in it. So if I bought the car from him, you can say I gave $7,800 fucking dollars for it, being a backyard, junkyard, fucking paperweight. Because when I got the car, we towed it over here with a rope, and it sat in my fucking paint booth for a whole winter before I even started on it. I was talking to a guy yesterday that is building a Chevy Nova. He's building a Chevy Nova, and he's got close to 30,000 in it, and it doesn't even run. I got a Chevy truck behind me that I'm building for a guy. He claims this is purchasing and everything. He's got 40,000 in it. People don't realize how much it actually cost to build a fucking old car. They don't realize it. And that's the sad thing about my job, is that the automotive world of car restoration is starting to deteriorate because all the corporations and the aftermarket suppliers and everybody else are going up on parts. And the parts are getting cheaper. I got a 66 Chevelle sitting outside I want to restore, but I'm now on the fence about it, and I am debating not to do anything to it. I got all the panels. I bought one at a time when I could afford it to fix all the rust in it. But I'm starting to think maybe I shouldn't do jack shit to it and just sell the fucking thing. So if you have an old classic car and you're thinking about restoring it, my suggestion is don't come to my shop to get it done. Learn how to do it yourself. Clean your fucking garage out. Start watching all the YouTube videos you can of honest people, not these motherfuckers out there that got 6 million views in one fucking day and don't show you anything because they don't know nothing and they're not showing you anything. They're buying their views. They're buying their subscribers. Everything they're doing is fake, from the word fuck you, fake, fuck, fake. I'm talking about honest people like me. Watch all the videos you can. Learn how to do it. Clean your garage out and restore your own vehicle. That's my suggestion. If you want a vehicle restored, your dream car, your old high school car, your first car, whatever, learn to do it yourself. Now, if you can't do it yourself and you don't want to do it yourself, then find a guy like me that you can trust and go to sleep at night knowing that your car is going to be done right. There's a lot of shammers out there. There's a lot of scammers. There's a lot of pieces of shit out there. And I'm telling you, you can get ripped off this fucking quick. Anybody that tells you I need money up front, leave immediately. If they tell you I need half the money up front, I need $10,000, I need $6,000. If they haven't worked on your car, don't fucking give them any money. Only give them money when they produce work. I have a Corvette sitting behind me over here. You can see the front bumper of it. The guy wanted to leave me some money. And I told him, no, I don't want any money. I haven't done anything to your car. Well, I got to leave money for Sandblaster Steve. He ain't sandblasted your car yet. This is 2024. This isn't 1954. Okay, all you got to do now is call your fucking bank, transfer money, or use Zelle or PayPal. You can have the money that fucking quick. So we don't need any fucking money. And until I produce work, I don't want any money. I don't get money from people when I start on their cars. I don't operate that way, and I don't work that way. The only time I get money is when I do work on your car, when you see production. So I'm going to go ahead and say it again. If you want your car restored, if you have a classic that you've always wanted all your life, try to do it yourself. If you can't do it yourself, then look up a guy like me. I'm not saying to call me. I'm not advertising for myself. I'm just saying someone like me that you can trust. So we normally have Santa Claus videos at Christmas, but we're not going to have one this year. I'm sorry about that. I got a lot of work to do. I got to get out of my shop. I got this red truck over here that has to go. And I think once the red truck goes, things will be a lot more calmer around here. So we will be making videos. Sammy Salami will be back. We got Bobby Dick that's going to make a little visit. He's going to tell us what he thinks about Trump. And I'm telling you now, it's not good. Mopar says he does all his own cars. Steve's Saws says yes. Okay, so I hope everybody has a wonderful Christmas. And I hope that if you're by yourself, to get on your knees and pray to Jesus Christ and tell him thank you, and that you believe in Jesus Christ and that he is your number one in your life. That's all I can say. Take it easy. We'll see you later. And I got to go because I got to get ready for church tonight. So we got the engine out. It's a done deal. I almost gave up on the piece of shit. I almost sold it as is and said, get the fucker out of here, but I didn't. I saw somebody left a comment and said, the reason the transmission's bogging out in fourth gear is because the engine's worn out, which is true. But I still think if I'm going this far, I might as well go ahead and get the transmission rebuilt too. So that's what we're going to do. It's not like I'm driving this motherfucker out in the winter snow. So it'll just sit here with a car cover on it and go from there. I'm thinking the reason it bogs out is because of the tires. These are 33s. All right. And the transmission is not geared for 33 tires. So when I talk to the tranny guy, he's going to tell me exactly what gears I need in the transmission for the tire size, the engine specs, and everything else. And then that transmission will be specifically made to run 33-inch tires with a 1957cc engine. This is Pete, my friend Pete, your friend Pete, wishing everybody a Merry Christmas, and I hope that your Christmas is merry. And we will see you next week on New Year's Eve. And I'm going to ask again, subscribe. Get your friends to subscribe. I want to hit 200,000. Is that too hard to ask? I need like 2,500 more subscribers. That's it. It'd be awesome if I can get that done, people. I got to go.